Hello vannies, this is Marie from France. Welcome to Melbourne and welcome in my van. You're probably wondering what the hell I am still doing in my van when I'm supposed to be house sitting. So I just finished my house sitting in Frankston, and actually after shooting this video I will be heading to the second house, which is a 1-hour drive from here, so much closer to the city. And in 2 weeks I'll be moving in my van again. As you know, if you watch my previous videos, I am fluent in French, English, German and Spanish. I sometimes hear people saying, "Wow, you're lucky," which makes me cringe a little bit because of all things, this is one that has nothing to do with luck. I must say that it's true that some people are talented with languages, however I hate to admit it, believe me, but I'm not. I like to compare it with playing an instrument. All of you can learn to play an instrument if you have someone teaching you and that you practice regularly. However, you will all learn at a different pace and some of you will be better at it than others. For languages, one indication that you can already have on how talented you'll be is the level that you have in your mother tongue. If you have real difficulties spelling, writing a formal letter or finding the right words when you're speaking in your own language, you will have the same problem in the language that you're learning, and it might take you a little bit longer to learn. However, the main thing is consistency, and you can still learn quicker than most people if you make up for it with regular practice. Now let's get started with the tips. I know that there is a big trend with the app Duolingo. I personally think that this app is good, but if you're serious about learning a language, that alone isn't going to teach you. The way I started to learn every language that I know was with a language method called Assimil. This is the best method I have heard of, and don't worry, they aren't paying me to say that. With this method, you can start from zero, you do one lesson per day for about 1 hour, and after 3 months, you won't be totally fluent, but you'll have the level to have a conversation with native speakers. Imagine if I told you that if you start learning French today, in 3 months from now, meaning in October, you'll be able to go to a bar in France and have a chat with French people. This is what this method offers you. Then once you get to that level, the rest is a piece of cake, and it's all about practicing, and we'll come to that part later. The way Assimil works is that they want to teach you the language the way you learned your mother tongue as a baby. So it is called the intuitive method. With this technique, you read text every day, you don't have to learn grammar tables and all that, so you are naturally exposed to the language rather than forcing in some grammar outside of their context. I know it sounds easy, but the tricky part is that you will need to be disciplined, and you really need to do 1 hour per day and not skip any lesson, which is why 99% of people give up before the last lesson. So this was my first tip and a great kickstart when you learn a language. Now what you'll need to do to improve. So once you reach that level and that you're able to have a conversation, the second thing would be to use the language you've learned as much as you can. You'll see that when you start practicing, speaking a new language is opening you to a new world. You'll get to meet people, to discover new cultures. It is really an amazing phase, and you'll always remember that time. Fluency in a language is defined by your ability to read, listen, speak and write in that language. The levels of difficulty are as follows. You'll notice that reading is easier, then writing and speaking come second, and then listening and understanding is the hardest. So here is what I do to practice all these points. You can practice reading by choosing a book that you find entertaining and easy read, and it can be something that you have already read. For me, it's usually Harry Potter. Remember that when you read, you won't need to understand every single word to understand the book. You can practice listening, which is by far the hardest thing, by watching movies with their original soundtracks, and I strongly recommend that you turn on subtitles, so not in English, but in the same language that you're watching. Besides this, now there are so many possibilities with the internet that you can always meet native speakers, even in your city, by searching meetup groups or Facebook groups, or check out couchsurfing events in your area. There is also a website called Conversation Exchange that I discovered a couple of years ago, where you can find pen pals. You can either do it the old-fashioned way and exchange letters with people, or you can do Skype conversations or emails or WhatsApp or pretty much anything. Also, download a dictionary on your phone so you can always have access to new vocabulary when you need it. Other things you can do is learn some songs by heart. It helps you memorize the vocabulary, or listen to audiobooks when you're driving. Even if you don't understand the recordings, it helps you get familiar with the sound of the language. Again, the app Duolingo can help you if this is your thing, and I think it can be good as long as you do it on the side. So don't fool yourself and believe that you would learn a language just with this, because you won't. Other people like to take classes, but I can tell you that you won't learn a language just by going to a class once or twice a week. So classes can be good to practice and to socialize with people with common interests, but it won't make you fluent in any language. However, practicing regularly with a one-on-one teacher can be very valuable if you do it regularly. Learning a new language is really fun and exciting, but it's not easy. At times you will love it for all the experiences that it gives you, but at other times you will hate it because it is so present in your life and it will give you headaches. So I can tell you that it is a great sign if it comes to that point, because this is how you feel when you are immersed and in the country. You want to run away, but you can't, and this is how you end up learning so much and so quickly. No pain, no gain, but for languages, learning can and should come along with lots of fun. Now, I'd recommend you give yourself an incentive before you start learning a new language. The day you start learning should be a day that you choose wisely, because from then it will be a commitment every day. If you can afford it in terms of time and money, you should already book yourself a little holiday in the country that speaks the language you're learning, so that you have something to look forward to and to make the reasons you're learning more tangible. You will only realize in big spurts how much you have improved. The learning curve is not a steady curve, but it goes up and down and up and down. You'll improve, then you'll feel that you've lost, then improving again, etc. Really, you should not think too much, just do it, because learning a language is not like reading a personal development book that you close when you've finished it. Learning a language is a lifestyle, and if you stop, you lose the work that you've done. And you'll see that once you have learned a first language, the second language you learn will be easy. As for anything else, it is the first step that counts. I remember my first 6 months in the US when I really thought I would never manage to learn English because I felt it was so hard for me. I thought I just wasn't talented with languages, and look at me today. Now I can tell you that once you learn one language, you learn how to learn, and it's much easier to learn the second and then third language because you know how to proceed and you can take shortcuts and be more efficient in your learning. I hope this video helped you all and motivated you. Please let me know if you have any questions, because I once was where you are, and if I can help you take shortcuts, I'm more than happy to. I know some great teachers out there who can help you on Skype, so message me if you want their details. If you think this video helped you just a little bit, please put a big like to support my efforts, and subscribe to my channel where I'll always be giving you all the tips I can on a weekly basis. As always, I will see you next week, and until then, keep spreading the love, and I hope to see you all on the road one day.